Thank you very much for joining me on this Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Two fronts, one bigger one in the United States. I want to get into some of the weather that's going to impact Texas, move into the Gulf of Mexico, and watching another one that is clipping by the Caribbean. I want to get into that, especially with some of those winds and higher seas. And you see some of the moisture building out toward the Denver area. This is the next system that is going to develop. Some snow up toward parts of southern Canada, seeing that near the Great Lakes. So that's what's going on up to the north. Here's the Caribbean, closer look. Seeing some moisture building up near Belize. I want to get into that. A higher chance of rain, even over toward the Cayman Islands, sweeping up through Cuba and the Bahamas. That's with that leading edge of the front and watching that moisture near Trinidad and Tobago. Even some clouds around, watching that over toward Guadalupe, Dominica, Martinique. Not complete cloud cover, but we've got some batches of showers that will be possible. So here's the Caribbean, here's the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see this big spin up toward eastern Canada. My friends in Canada, that's that front that rolled by. And you see it trailing all the way down toward Belize, giving us that northerly flow, northeasterly flow in some spots. There's that easterly wind kicking in into the Caribbean. So I'm going to break down the Caribbean. Bigger picture up to the north. You see here, this is the spin, that new system that is going to punch its way off to the east. It's not as strong as that last big weather maker, that huge cold outbreak. We're still thinking of the folks up toward Buffalo, New York, which have been dealing with some of the devastating weather with the cold and the snow. Now, as we flip over into tomorrow, you kind of see the system taking shape. Not as much moisture with it, but a little buildup of some moisture anywhere from Houston as you get over toward Beaumont. Better chance of rain into Louisiana with this front that's moving in. So you have one front here and still some of the spotty showers in parts of the Caribbean, watching over toward anywhere from Bermuda south back through the Bahamas with that other front that we're seeing. So again, those two fronts specifically into the Caribbean. Now today, the one spot I'm watching in particular, Cayman Islands back through Belize and Honduras, even Nicaragua. Higher chance of rain close to parts of Mexico. And then you see here again that front stretching some showers, especially through the northern Bahamas back into Cuba and again back through the Cayman Islands. Easterly flow here bringing in some moisture, and of course that moisture train continues. Guyana and Suriname, we've had some issues in the poor drainage areas, especially closer to the coast in Guyana with some isolated areas of flooding. Now by tomorrow, this is tomorrow afternoon, still some scattered showers, but not as much in Belize. Still some scattered showers, Cayman Islands up through Cuba and into the Gulf, and then some spotty showers anywhere from Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, St. Lucia, passing showers possible as we head into our Thursday through St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, watching out for a few passing showers. Jamaica, one or two showers possible. Tomorrow, ABC Islands kind of in between, not as much over toward northern Colombia, northern Venezuela. So for today, these are the rain totals for today, and you see this pocket very close to Belize. If some of this moisture, more of it moves on shore, we could see a few spots getting around that kind of pink shading there. That's 75 millimeters or about 3 inches of rain. So it's going to be a close call, but we could get some isolated flooding in Belize, northern Honduras today. And then elsewhere, spotty showers you see as you get towards St. Kitts and Nevis, even Montserrat. Rain chance not high, but a passing shower possible. But Barbados, St. Lucia through Trinidad and Tobago, chance of a shower. And again, a little bit more Guyana than as we work our way into Suriname, where we could get a couple inches of rain, 3-4 inches of rain in isolated spots today in Suriname. So that's upwards of about 75 to 100 millimeters of rain. Now, as far as the winds are concerned today, I mentioned that first front that is sweeping by parts of the Bahamas. That gives us that northerly, northeasterly flow today, all the way down to Belize and Honduras. Even that northerly flow at times, especially on the north side of Jamaica, right through the Cayman Islands. Elsewhere, that easterly breeze bringing in some of those spotty showers. But it has been windier than usual. Again, the Christmas winds came into effect. We have the choppier seas, the high seas, still at the high tide cycles, and we've seen it in Trinidad and Tobago. In some spots, you may take on a little bit of water, some overwash, just because of some of the gustier winds and the choppier seas that we have around. You see the seas about 2 meters now in the central Caribbean. But you get into the Atlantic side, of course, over toward Barbados. Thank you for leaving the comments. It has been very choppy, again, just offshore of Barbados, over 3 meters. So you're looking at about 9 to 10 feet with those seas. it is flat out rough in spots. Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, north side, seeing that as well. Choppier on the north side of the British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Now, Belize, today we're going to see that higher chance of rain. So watching some of that rain moving in. Keep me posted in the comments. 50 millimeters of rain in some spots. So watch out for some isolated flooding. Most spots should be able to take on a bit of the rain, but I'll keep an eye on that. Winds northeast at 15 miles per hour, 24 kilometers an hour. But with the rain and that northeasterly flow, look at the temps, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. It is going to be a cooler day with the cloud cover, 25 degrees Celsius as far as the temps are concerned. Jamaica about 86. Now the warm days, but the nights have been nice, especially with that northerly breeze in spots. Overall breeze today, especially on the south side, more out of the southeast. I shouldn't say 215. That would be crazy. That should be 15 miles per hour. We'll take out that 24 kilometers an hour. A warm day, passing shower will be possible in Jamaica. As we get into Trinidad and Tobago, 29 degrees Celsius today. So mid-80s, that's kind of typical for this time of year. Mid-80s, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, passing shower, warm afternoon. The pretty nice nights, though, still with us. Winds east at 24 kilometers an hour or 15 miles per hour. So looking ahead at what's next, what's going on, tracking what's next. Belize, that higher rain chance today. Watching those northerly, northeasterly winds like I talked about. But the Atlantic waters, they are higher. Thinking of our captains, mariners out there. Again, those choppy to high seas just offshore and around Barbados. Again, over 3 meters, 3 to 4 meters as far as those seas are concerned. Watching that front clipping by the Bahamas and Cuba, and that other front that is scraping by the United States. That'll work its way into parts of Texas and the Gulf of Mexico. I'll be keeping an eye on that through the end of the week and watching out for some of that overwash at high tide. So again, active pattern. That is typical. That is weather for you. I'll keep you posted on the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and watching that new system pulling through the United States. Thank you for taking the time to subscribe, and I hope you have a great day ahead.